I'm James. I'm a barista. I've been a barista for a little more than 10 years. I slowly discovered while making coffee that I have a deep passion for it and enjoy making drinks for people and doing latte art and making drinks that taste good and are pretty. I've been a barista for about 10 years. I'm not entirely sure why coffee is special to me. I know that it is, and I enjoy doing it very much. People probably don't realize it, but the process is a little more intricate than it gets credit for being. It's essentially cooking at this point. It's a lot of like developing recipes and understanding the science and like the nuance of making a good cup of coffee and making and developing good flavors and good drinks. For the more basic and essential drinks, the traditional macchiato, cappuccino, latte, espresso, I did develop the process and sharpened and refined the steps to make the drinks the way that we do. The essentials were already there. I just adjusted them to our needs and what it is that we wanted to make. As far as the specialty drinks, some of those were made by other team members. The salted tiramisu and the cookie butter latte were there before I was. The Cafe Miel, the Pistachio Matcha, hazelnut mocha, lavender mocha, the white roast latte, those are drinks that I developed and recipes that I came up with. A lot of time and thought goes into drinks before we introduce them to people. They're not made offhandedly or lazily. Even though some of the flavor combinations seem obvious, the development and the proportions of those still took time. And for the ones that are more unique, it was just a lot of experimenting and finding things that did and didn't work, and the ones that did work, making them better. As an example of something that I saw somewhere else and wanted to do myself and improve upon, cold foam is becoming more popular of a thing, but I wanted to be able to make that more unique and individual to a person. So I came up with a way to foam one at a time, to hand foam the drinks one at a time. So you could have the foam flavored or not flavored or mixed with cinnamon, or you could have your foam taste like lavender or taste like vanilla. And to be able to do that, we foam it one at a time. We don't have a machine that does it for us. As far as the beans themselves, when I first came to the coffee shop, they were from another distributor, and Ramsey, who's our current coffee roaster, because he used pastries from the coffee shop at his own place in San Diego. And so knowing that he roasted his beans, they were fair trade and organic, and he roasted in small batches. So he delivers to us every week fresh beans. That was just a better alternative than what we were using before, because we know for certain that what we're getting is made for us that same week. There's nothing is older than 7 days when you're drinking it. And it was also important to have a level of control about the flavor profile of the beans that we use. And so we do offer a blonde roast and a medium roast for the espresso. And there was a tasting process to really hone in on like the flavors that we wanted from those two beans, which was something that we couldn't do with who we were using before. If it's your first time here, I would get hot a Cafe Miel. It's steamed cinnamon milk, and so the flavor incorporates well while we're steaming it, and the warmth really brings out the flavor of the cinnamon and makes it a little bit deeper, and then the honey gives like an evenness and a subtle sweetness to it. Iced, probably the Pistachio Matcha. It's a really unique flavor profile, and in particular is a drink that I'm proud of having made. I mean, the Cafe Miel is too, but just the Pistachio Matcha, when I made that, I was surprised at how good I thought it was.